my paychecks, buddy, you ain't no mystic sage. Your signature ain't worth the ink, you leave it on the page. You will not ignore me, I'll meet you in the morning. I think it's time you had a look at the other side of life. Can't you see the warnings? We're heading towards the morning, and you can't stop the sun that shines a brand new kind of light. Whoa, 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 whoa. Looking down your nose at me, you think you're something else. You must think I'm the dog that drools each time you ring the bell. Well, I am not your servant of this most unholy kind. I am just a messenger here to free your minds. You will not ignore me, I'll meet you in the morning. I think it's time you had a look at the other side of life. Can't you see the warnings? We're headed towards the morning, and you can't stop the sun that shines a brand new kind of light. Oh, 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 oh. One day soon the sun will rise upon this human race. We'll see all the beauty that surrounds us in this place. It's not from all the things you buy with money you have earned. It's how you treat the people with the love that you have learned. You will not ignore me, I'll meet you in the morning. I think it's time you had a look at the other side of life. Can't you see the warnings? We're heading towards the morning, and you can't stop the sun that shines a brand new kind of light. Oh, 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 oh. Intentional, you high-class social climbers, play your games. Meet the man that works the clock from 9 to 5 each day. Though you sign my paychecks, buddy, you ain't no mystic sage. Your signature ain't worth the ink, you leave it on the page. You will not ignore me, I'll meet you in the morning. I think it's time you had a look at the other side of life. Can't you see the warnings? We're heading towards the morning, and you can't stop the sun that shines a brand new kind of light. Whoa, whoa. we'll see all the beauty that surrounds us in this place. It's not from all the things you buy with money you have earned. It's how you treat the people with the love that you have learned. You will not ignore me, I'll meet you in the morning. I think it's time you had a look at the other side of life. Can't you see the warnings? We're headed towards the morning. You can't stop the sun that shines a brand new kind of light. Oh, 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 oh. Good afternoon. Hey, dude. What's up? I think today's going to be fun. So, let me first pop back over to my voiceover channel. And I should probably turn that up just a little bit. There we go. That sounds better. Anyway, yeah. So, I was talking last time about how I've discovered this concept of impulse responses, or IRs. Life-changing. Absolutely life-changing. So, now that I'm an expert on it, I can, because that's what I've been doing all week, is recording impulse responses. I can actually talk about it halfway intelligently. So impulse responses can be used for lots of different things, but it's used to emulate a sound space. So it's used a lot for reverbs. So you make an impulse response. You basically go to somewhere where you want to record the acoustics of the space, you know, whether it's a little room or a big concert hall or something like that. And you set up a microphone and you record some kind of a very sharp sine wave sound. So like a balloon popping, a hand clap, a starter pistol, something like that that makes just a very sharp sound that's going to trigger, you know, echo in the room. And then you record that echo, and then you have software that converts it to what's called an impulse response. And then you can put that into what's called a convoluter, which I've been using convolution reverb for a long time. I've just never made impulse responses. But, so you can put that into the convolution reverb, and it will apply that sonic signature to whatever you put through it. So, like the reverb that you normally hear me using is an impulse response of the echo chamber at Motown Studios from the 60s. So this reverb that you hear on my voice, that right now, that is a simulation of the echo chamber at Motown. And it's one of the most iconic reverb sounds of all time. But you can do that for anything. But I learned this week that you can also do it to emulate the dynamics of an acoustic guitar. You can do it with anything. So basically, what I've done is I've found good microphone positions and mic'd my guitars. So that's how you start. You get a very good mic'd sound so that it sounds like the actual guitar. And then you plug in. You plug in direct,
Okay. Um, not going through anything else, and you're not applying EQ to anything, just a flat response from your pickup. And you put those on two different tracks. So, and then you play something. So you're doing one take, but you're getting two tracks out of it. So you have two sonic signatures. You have the actual one from the microphone, and then you have the more or less digital one from the pickup. So then what you do is you get a piece of software that can listen to the sonic signatures of both of those tracks. So it will analyze the frequency response of the microphone, and then it will analyze the frequency response from the pickup. And then it applies an inverse equalization. So basically, what that does is you can go either direction with it, but basically you say make B equal A or make A equal B. So using the microphone as the target, as the source, and this is the target, I was able to create an inverse EQ that I can apply as an impulse response to the pickup on this guitar. So if I'm running that impulse response just on the plugged in signal, it's gonna match the EQ of the microphone. So listen to what that does. Okay, right now I have the impulse response turned off. And let me turn off this as well so there's no bleed over. So that's just the sound. Yeah, and I know it's all over in the left here. Let me do that again so that it's in both ears. All right, center the panning on it, and I'm going to do it again. This is just, normally I was running this through before getting to my audio input on my computer, I was running it through an LR Baggs Session DI, which has kind of a built-in EQ for acoustic guitars. I'm not running through that right now. That is the guitar direct into the computer. There's nothing in between them. So let's do that one more time. Okay, so that still sounds a heck of a lot better than the original system that was in this, of course, but it's still not quite there. Let me turn this off and we'll just pick up the mic sound of the guitar. That actually sounds better if we get it down about right here. I mean, you clearly hear the difference in quality between the just electrical pickup signal and the microphone. Okay, there's a clear winner between the two of them, and it's the microphone. That actually sounds like the guitar. Okay, so now let's do this again. I'm going to do a very quick A-B where I play the guitar again, just with its pickup, and then I'm going to turn on the impulse response. Check out the difference. I'm turning the mic off again. So anyway, I think that's just amazing. Now, when I have both of them running at the same time, there's even less difference because I'm getting bleed over from the mic and I'm getting the guitar with the impulse response loaded. So then we get this. So we're getting both. You know, we're getting the impulse response and the actual sound from the microphone. So when I'm doing that, we get like a true acoustic tone out of this guitar, but I don't have to stay right under the mic. And I can retain that true acoustic sound. So anyway, that's another cool thing that impulse responses do. Besides just reverb, you can build an impulse response that is an inverse EQ curve. Now you have to do that specifically, and anything specific is best for this or good for a general setup. Well, you have to do it. It's guitar and pickup specific. Because at first I started looking for impulse responses for Gibson or Epiphone acoustic guitars that are like the Dove, and I was loading those in, and it just wasn't quite right. I mean, it definitely sounded better, but it wasn't right. So I did some more research, and that's because it's pickup specific. It's like you can't just get an impulse response for let's say an MXL V67G microphone. So even if someone was using the same microphone and the same guitar as I am, if they weren't using the same pickup, the inverse EQ would be different. So you have to do it custom for your guitar in order to get the right sound. So yeah, so you need preferably a good condenser microphone like this one that's extremely sensitive. And this one, of course, has great proximity effect. So you're able to really play around and kind of EQ the guitar just by getting closer or further away from the mic. Because remember, one of the things that this mic excels at is when you get up close on it like that, you start to get this real nice syrupy low end on it. But then when you back away, it gets a little bit more thin. It's still nice and full, but you can like adjust. You can adjust how much of that deep richness you want just by being closer or further away from the mic. So having a good condenser mic like this one is definitely something that you want to start with. But using something like a Pyle 78, which is it's almost the same thing as an SM57. This would give you a good result too. You're going to get a little bit more of the treble with a microphone like that. So you know, like a good condenser is going to be the gold standard for getting that actual mic'd acoustic tone. And then let's see. Hold on. Maybe I misunderstood your question. Is there anything specific that this is best for? Oh, or is this good for a general setup? Okay. Now I get what you're saying. I think I'm going to use it for basically everything. I think it's going to be my general setup. You know, unless I wanted that more, you know, that more thin electric sound that just comes from the pickup. But I love the way that this guitar sounds. It never really mattered to me that much before because, you know, I would record an acoustic guitar, you know, plugged in direct, and then I would just go in and I would manually make a few EQ tweaks to get it to sound more correct. Well, this guitar's different, guys. This guitar is amazing. So it's like I'm trying to chase that tone so that it comes across in my recordings, because when you're just sitting in the room listening to this guitar, it's incredible. It's so good. And it's like I have to capture that. So yeah, I'm probably going to use this as my general setup from now on. I already built a preset in my DAW traction right there. I already built a preset that I can start a new project and import all these settings, so it'll already have my my impulse response loaded and everything. Let's see. Hey, Venom George, how you doing, my friend? I'm Nick Straight. Welcome to my studio. Welcome to Nick Straight Music. That's where you are, Nick Straight Music. That's me, right there. You, as you can see right there, you are my newest follower. Play Edelweiss. I don't know Edelweiss. I'm actually a singer-songwriter, and most of what I do on my stream is I'm recording my solo album right now. And it's become a real cool community. We've met a lot of cool people, and we're doing great. So I play piano by ear. I play guitar by ear. I can't read a single note. I would love to be able to play piano. But anyway, so what we're doing today... coffee. What we're doing today is we're just kind of doing a quick stream. Some cool new stuff that I'm doing with guitars. So what I did to kind of test this out was I started recording a Cat Stevens song. So yeah, this is going to be one we can't put video on demand, but at least you're here watching it now. So what I'm going to do, I already recorded drums, a very horrible bass track. I need to go redo that. Maybe I'll do that today on stream. And then I recorded kind of a little plinky lead guitar part. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and lay down the vocal and the acoustic guitar on it at the same time. And we're going to get a real nice, real authentic, like late 60s, early 70s acoustic guitar sound off of this. So let me turn my fan off. Got a remote so that I don't have to walk 2 feet to the fan. It's off. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's just go ahead and record one. This is Where Do the Children Play by Cat Stevens. 1, 2. Hang on. 1, 2, 1. Well, I think it's fine building jumbo planes or taking a ride on a cosmic train. To switch on summer from a slot machine. You get what you want if you want, 'cause you can get anything. Come a long way, but changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play? Hey, hey, hey. Will you roll on roads over fresh green grass? For your lorry loads of pumping petrol gas, and you make them known and you make them tough. But they just go on and on to the seams that you can't get off. I know we've come a long way, we're changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play? Hey, hey, hey. You crack the sky, your scrapers fill the air. Will you keep on building higher till there's no more room up there? Will you make us laugh? Will you make us cry? Will you tell us when to live? Will you tell us when to die? Children play, hey, hey, hey. Do 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 do, do 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 do, do 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 do, do do do. I have to do that one more time. I totally screwed that up in a couple of places. And I had the guitar on the wrong side. I need to move it to the left. Let's do that. I'm going to bring the volume of it down just a little bit. But I'm going to bring this volume up in my ears. From your streams, I've realized I need to listen to more Cat Stevens. Cat Stevens is amazing, dude. Cat Stevens is fantastic. His two definitive albums from 1970 and 1971 are Tea for the Tillerman and Teaser and the Firecat. Most of his biggest hits are going to be on those albums. I consider them to almost be a double album because they're actually very similar. But God, he just created some amazing music. And he created a lot of music for other musicians, you know, like Here Comes My Baby. Cat Stevens wrote that. That's actually a Cat Stevens song, you know, but, you know, he didn't make that one famous. You know, that was kind of given to other people. First Cut is the Deepest, like the Rod Stewart song, and then Sheryl Crow and people like that. I would have given you all of my heart. But, you know, that song, the first cut is the deepest, baby, I know the first cut. That song, Cat Stevens wrote that. He wrote that when he was like 16 years old. Not a lot of people know that, but that's a Cat Stevens song. Okay. Play God's Gonna Cut You Down. I have never even heard of that song, my friend, but welcome to the stream. Let's see. So I'm going to record that one more time. 1, 2, 1. Well, I think it's fine building jumbo planes or taking a ride on a cosmic train, or switch on summer from a slot machine. Get what you want if you want
'cause you can get anything. I know we've come a long way, changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play? Hey, hey, hey. Will you roll on roads over fresh green grass? For your lorry loads, you're pumping petrol gas, and you make them long, and you make them tough, but they just go on and on till it seems that you can't get off. I know we've come a long way, we're changing day to day, but tell me, where do the children play? Hey, 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 hey. Crack the sky, your scrapers fill the air. Will you keep on building higher till there's no more room up there? Will you make us laugh? Will you make us cry? Will you tell us when to live? Will you tell us when to die? Changing day to day, but tell me, where do the children play? Hey, hey, hey. Do 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 do, do 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 do, do 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 do.
All right, there we go. That was much better. Yeah, the acoustic guitar sounds that we're getting now are just amazing. I mean, it sounds really good. Really good. All right, so I can go ahead and I'm going to mute that entire channel right there. Pardon me. Okay, so we've got those. Got those two. So what I've got right here is I've got two separate guitar channels. Let me put my voice back up here. I've got two separate guitar channels. This green one, this is, hold on, I accidentally muted myself. This has got the bleed, well, this is actually the vocal track, of course, right? So this is the vocal track with bleed over acoustic guitar on it. So it's this. So that's actual mic'd acoustic guitar.
Well, I think it's fine. Building jumbo plane.
And then we've got this one, which is the DI recording. And I've got that over on the left channel. And then we blend them both together and we get
a cosmic train.
I mean, that is a legit acoustic guitar recording. It doesn't get much better than that.
Well, I think it's fine. Building jumbo planes.
And then I should probably redo the drums and bass. And then, of course, we need to do... we need to do a second vocal. And if you listen to the original track by Cat Stevens, it's there's not any harmony on it, but it has got just a double in the chorus part. So let's go ahead and record that. So let's silence the guitar, and let's go ahead and record the doubled vocal parts. 1. And as a fringe benefit, we get to listen to it all together, what we just recorded. 1, 2, 1. Well, I think it's fine building jumbo planes or taking a ride. I'm gonna mute the drum part because I'm clearly out of sync with something now. I'm gonna re-record it anyway, so let's start this take over. 1, 2, 1. Well, I think it's fine building jumbo planes. The bass is out of sync too. Something weird happened. Something weird happened. So we'll take them both out of there. We need to re-record them both anyway, so whatever. Or taking a ride on a cosmic train. A switch on summer from a slot machine. You get what you want to if you want, 'cause you can get anything. I know we've come a long way, we're changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play? Hey, hey, hey. Will you roll on roads over fresh green grass for your lorry loads? You're pumping petrol gas and you make them long and you make them tough, but they just go on and on to the seams that you can't get off. I know we've come a long way, we're changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play? Hey, hey, hey. Will you crack the sky? You scrape the sphere through the air. Will you keep on building higher till there's no more room up there? Will you make us laugh? Will you make us cry? Will you tell us when to live? Will you tell us when to die? I know we've come a long way,
Tell me, where do the children play? Hey, hey, hey. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do do do.
Lots of birds out singing. Let's see. So let's delete the drums, delete the bass. I think that's pretty good. Let's get the bass. Let's get the bass. What am I doing? Oh my God. Okay, put it on that track. Jeez. Okay. Expand that to show everything. All right. Let's go ahead and save that. Yeah. What's cool is we now have a bird out here that makes almost the exact same sound as when the solar panels come on and that chirp comes through the system. So it's like I get it over the microphone now too. It's pretty cool. Let's come on. Let's see. I'm going to record through my Vox. Let's put a legit bass line on this. Yeah, there is a great, if you go on YouTube, there is a really cool, let me see if I can find it really quick and tell you exactly what to look for. There's a really cool concert that he did like in 1971. It's a TV concert. Just him, and it's just a 4-piece band. They had just gotten back from touring in America after Teaser and the Firecat came out. And it's just awesome. Let me find it really quick. Cat Stevens and whoops. Friends Live. Out front. Okay. Yeah, let me open this. Oh, God. Okay, so there's about 2 minutes of ear-piercing, like the TV is off air, just that horrible beep for like 2 minutes. I don't know why in God's name they left that on here. Why don't you just cut that off? I guess they want to give you the authentic experience. Here, I'll put a link to it in the chat. Yeah, so check that out at your leisure. That will blow your mind. It's a really good concert. It's only a half an hour long. But don't have your headphones on when you first open it because it will destroy your ears. I don't understand what the frickin' problem is. Did that link come through okay? I know Twitch is sometimes weird about putting links in the chat. I think I can do it okay because I'm the broadcaster. Yes, okay, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and get a bass track. But yeah, watch that at some point. That'll blow your mind. But he's a very good person. He's done a lot of good things in the world. He actually quit. He quit music completely at the end of the 70s. And he completely gave himself, hey, Evergreen 2021, what's up, my friend? And he completely gave himself over to his religious studies. And he ended up using his enormous wealth and notoriety and stuff like that to start a lot of to start a lot of really cool charities. He bought he built a lot of schools for impoverished kids all over the world, and he really kind of devoted himself to education at that point. But then in the early 2000s, like 2005, 2006, there was just this massive call for him to come back, and he answered it, and he came back. And he's every bit as good as he ever was. He's 72 right now, and he sounds almost exactly the same way that he did in the early 70s. I haven't heard any artist from that time period that sounds as good now as Cat Stevens does. He sounds, I mean, you absolutely, he's completely recognizable as Cat Stevens. His real name is Yusuf Islam, and he now tours kind of under both names. Like when he first came back, he was really hesitant to go back to being Cat Stevens, so he started touring again as Yusuf Islam. But he kind of embraced, he is Cat Stevens, that's his legacy. So now he tours as Yusuf/Cat Stevens. So he's still honoring his name, but he's also embracing the fact that, dude, you're Cat Stevens. You're Cat Stevens, man. He just released Tea for the Tillerman 2. It's incredible. I mean, just last year, he got some new musicians, and he re-recorded that entire album, like completely reimagined the songs. Where Do the Children Play is on that album. It was on Tea for the Tillerman. But it's so cool to hear him 50 years later reimagining his own songs. It's so good. It's so good. You gotta check it out. All right, so let's get this bass guitar going. Let's turn the volume down for right now. Okay, let's turn it on, and we'll use the DPQ on it. Turn the eco setting off. Okay, let's see. Are you still with us, Evergreen? Welcome to the stream. I'm Nick Straight. Nick Straight Music. That's me. Welcome to my studio. We're glad to have you here. I am a musician, multi-instrumentalist, singer, songwriter, music historian, gear nut, and just generally kind of insane. And so I do a lot of rambling about music history here on the channel. I'm using the channel mostly to record my own solo album. But one of the things that I'm doing is I'm going back and every so often I'm recording a song from like the 60s or 70s, because the album that I'm recording is going to have a very vintage vibe to it. So I'm trying to nail those tones from some of the old music that I really like. So you caught us on one of those days. I'm basically doing a study of Where Do the Children Play by Cat Stevens. And specifically, I'm trying to get my my acoustic guitar tones tuned through doing that. So anyway, let's... Why you no make noise? Why you no make noise? Okay. I'm missing something here, obviously. I still have the speaker input plugged in. Big Doors fan. Hope there is that vibe thrown in. Hey, yeah, kinda, a little bit. A little bit. I like all the music from that time period. Okay. Okay, everybody. I had the volume turned off. Did you remember me saying, I'm going to turn the volume down before I plug this in? Well, I forgot to turn the volume up. That's the entire problem, folks. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Okay, volumes are up. Dope. Oh, delete that plugin. Delete that plugin. All right, so let's get this leveled. Okay, cool. All right, so let's figure out a bass line for this real quick. My capo and this thing. All right, so we got about another hour, and then I got to go, because we got family staying with us this weekend. They're all down at the beach right now while I do my show. But we're also going to do Saturday Night Serenade tomorrow. We're not going to do Random Jam Saturday tomorrow again because got family here and got to spend some time with them. But next week we'll be back to normal again. Okay. Okay. So let's just do a playthrough track so I can remember how this bass line goes. 1, 2, 1. Yeah, bass doesn't come in till like here. Well, I think it's fine building jumbo planes or taking a ride on a cosmic train. A switch on summer from a slot machine. You get what you want to if you want, 'cause you can get anything. No, we've come a long way. We're changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play? Hey, hey, hey. Will you roll on roads over fresh green grass for your lorry loads? You're pumping petrol gas, and you make them long, and you make them tough, but they just go on and on till it seems that you can't get off. I know we've come a long way. We're changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play? Hey, hey, hey. Will you crack the sky? Your scrapers fill the air.
Will you keep on building higher till there's no more room up there? Will you make us laugh? Will you make us cry? Will you tell us when to live? Will you tell us when to die? I know we've come a long way. We're changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play?
Okay, I'm glad I didn't record that. Okay. That's pretty easy. So I think we can do that. I think we can pull that off. I think we can do it. I think we can do it. Can we do it? Yes, we can. Okay, I'm gonna turn the overhead off because actually hearing the slap on the string in my headphones is messing me up. I just want to hear it through the amp. One, two, one. Well, I think it's fine building jumbo planes or taking a ride on a cosmic train, or switch on summer from a slot machine. You get what you want to if you want, 'cause you can get anything. No, we've come a long way. We're changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play? Hey, hey, hey. Will you roll on roads over? This is garbage. What I'm doing right now is garbage, by the way. So I'm gonna start it over. Here we go. Now I accidentally recorded a little tidbit that I don't want. Remove the clip from the edit. Thank you. Let's try this again. One, two, one. Well, I think it's fine building jumbo planes or taking a ride on a cosmic train, or switch on summer from a slot machine. Get what you want to if you want, 'cause you can get anything. I know we've come a long way, we're changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play? Hey, hey, hey. Will you roll on roads over fresh green grass? For your lorry loads, you're pumping petrol gas, and you make them long, and you make them tough, but they just go on and on till it seems that you can't get off. I know we've come a long way, we're changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play? Hey, hey, hey. Will you crack the sky? Your scrapers fill the air. Will you keep on building higher till there's no more room up there? Will you make us laugh? Will you make us cry? Will you tell us when to live? Will you tell us when to die? I know we've come a long way, we're changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play? Hey, hey, hey. Do-do-do-do-do. 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 Do-do-do-do. That was good. That was good. Alright, so let me turn that off, and then let's go to the drums real quick. And I think this will basically be done. I did a bunch of pre-mixing with some of my plugins, so you're already hearing almost the fully mixed and done product. I did a lot of mixing and mastering beforehand, and so I'm just laying things in over something that's already pretty good. Oh, come on, turn off. Will you crack the sky? Your scrapers fill the air. Will you keep on building higher till there's no more room up there? Will you make us laugh? Will you make us cry? Will you tell us when to live? Will you tell us when to die? We're going to the drums, by the way. Alright. Does that thing already have a foot on it? It does. It already has a foot. A foot to attach it to the tripod. Uncover some stuff. Oh, it's muted. The track is muted. I need to unmute the track. There we go. And I built a new sounding kit. All right, camera, come with me. All right, now you're looking at the ceiling. Actually, you're looking up my nose. All right. That should work, huh? It's darker over there because the light isn't over there. Can I angle the light that way? I sure can. Yeah, it totally makes a difference. Well, look at that. All right, so let's go over here and another sip of coffee. And move my microphone over here. Microphone. My microphone. And my microphone. I need to start tightening my belt. I guess that's, I don't know if that's a good thing or not. That can have implications either way. All right. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, so this new update to the stream, new update to the app, the Twitch app is not great. It's like the chat doesn't work anymore. Anyway, this is actually pretty good lighting. Yeah, I'm digging this. I'm digging this. Okay, I'm gonna turn the overheads off and we're gonna play some drums. One, two, one. Well, I think it's fine building jumbo planes or taking a ride on a cosmic train, or switch on summer from a slot machine. You get what you want to if you want, 'cause you can get anything. No, we've come a long way. We're changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play? Hey, hey, hey. Will you roll on roads over fresh green grass? For your lorry loads, you're pumping petrol gas, and you make them long, and you make them tough, but they just go on and on till it seems that you can't get off. I know we've come a long way, we're changing day to day, but tell me, where do the children play? Hey, hey, hey. Will you crack the sky? You
scrapers fill the air? Will you keep on building higher till there's no more room up there? Will you make us laugh? Will you make us cry? Will you tell us when to live? Will you tell us when to die? I know we've come a long way. We're changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play? Hey, hey, hey.
I think that was kind of okay. Let's have a little listen-y poo and see what we think. 1, 2, 1. We'll edit that out.
Well, I think it's fine building jumbo planes or taking a ride on a cosmic train. A switch on summer from a slot machine. You get what you want if you want, 'cause you can get anything. We've come a long way. We're changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play? Hey, hey, hey. Will you roll on roads over fresh green grass? For your lorry loads, you're pumping petrol gas, and you make them long, and you make them tough, but they just go on and on till it seems that you can't get off. I know we've come a long way. We're changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play? Hey, hey, hey. Will you crack the sky? Your scrapers fill the air. Will you keep on building higher till there's no more room up there? Will you make us laugh? Will you make us cry? Will you tell us when to live? Will you tell us when to die? I know we've come a long way. We're changing day to day. But tell me,
No! It's awful! Go away, I deleted it. I gotta record it again. I just saw your Instagram post, Dudu. It looks like you guys were having a good time. Is that your brother or a friend or? Ba-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da, ba-do-ba. Your brother. Cool. Looks like it was a beautiful day. That windmill is very impressive. Impressive windmills. I gotta come check out the Netherlands someday. We'll get there on tour, right? Alright, here we go again. 1, 2, 1. Good Lord, what the heck is going on? Delete that. Turn the overheads off. One, two, one. Well, I think it's fine building jumbo planes or taking a ride on a cosmic train, or switch on summer from a slot machine. You get what you want to if you want, 'cause you can get anything. No, we've come a long way. We're changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play? Hey, hey, hey. Will you roll on roads over fresh green grass for your lorry loads? You're pumping petrol gas, and you make them long, and you make them tough, but they just go on and on till it seems that you can't get off. I know we've come a long way. We're changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play? Hey, hey, hey. Will you crack the sky? 1, 2, 1. Well, I think it's fine building jumbo planes or taking a ride I think it's fine building jumbo planes or taking a ride on a cosmic train. Or switch on summer from a slot machine. You get what you want to if you want, 'cause you can get anything. I know we've come a long way, we're changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play? Hey, hey, hey. Will you roll on roads over fresh green grass? For your lorry loads, you're pumping petrol gas, and you make them long, and you make them tough, but they just go on and on till it seems that you can't get off. I know we've come a long way, we're changing day to day, but tell me, where do the children play? Hey, hey, hey. You crack the sky, your scrapers fill the air. Will you keep on building higher till there's no more room up there? Will you make us laugh? Will you make us cry? Will you tell us One, two, one. Well, I think it's fine building jumbo planes or taking a ride on a cosmic train. Or switch on summer from a slot machine. You get what you want to if you want,
'cause you can get anything. I know we've come a long way, we're changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play? Hey, hey, hey. Will you roll on roads over fresh green grass for your lorry loads? You're pumping petrol gas, and you make them long, and you make them tough, but they just go on and on till it seems that you can't get off. I know we've come a long way, we're changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play? Hey, hey, hey. Will you crack the sky? You scrape a sphere through the air. Will you keep on building higher till there's no more room up there? Will you make us laugh? Will you make us cry? Will you tell us when to live? Will you tell us when to die? I know we've come a long way, we're changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play? Hey, hey, hey. Do-do-do-do-do. 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 Do-do-do-do-do.
I totally lost it at one point in there, but that was the best take yet. Let's listen to it. Let's listen.
1, 2, 1.
Yeah, I like this already. That's just a nice laid back
Well, I
groove.
think it's fine building jumbo planes or taking a ride on a cosmic train. Or switch on summer from a slot machine. You get what you want if you want, 'cause you can get anything. I know we've come a long way, we're changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play? Hey, hey, hey. Will you roll on roads over fresh green grass for your lorry loads? You're pumping petrol gas, and you make them long, and you make them tough, but they just go on and on to the seams that you can't get off. I know we've come a long way, we're changing day to day, but tell me, where do the children play? Hey, hey, hey.
I think this is pretty much it.
Will you crack the sky? You scrape the sphere through the air. Will you keep on building higher till there's no more room up there? Will you make us laugh? Will you make us cry? Will you tell us when to live? Will you tell us when to die? I know we've come a long way, we're changing day to day, but tell me, where do the children play? Hey, hey, hey. Do-do-do-do. 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 Do-do-do-do.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. The place where I messed up, I kind of messed up on beat, so I think it was okay. Where was it? Right here?
No, we've come a long way, we're changing day to day, but tell me, where do the children play? Hey,
Yeah, that was it.
hey. Do-do-do-do. 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 Do-do-do-do.
Man, that's legit. That's legit. I dig it. I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased with that. I'm glad I've got the thumbs up from you, Aduda. That always makes me feel better about what I've done. Let me put the camera back. Woo! Okay, let's ooh. I'm glad I left the foot on this camera. That made it very easy to do this. Okay, let's line it up so you can just see the top of Breeze. Down a little bit. Woo! Alright, let's tip that light back a little bit so that I don't blind myself. What's happening here? What's happening? Okay. Anyway. Oh, God. Forgot you were back there. Creep. Total creep. That freaked me out. Thought someone was behind me. It was just a toadstool. That's not what this is. This isn't a toadstool. Tripod. Tripod. It's not a toadstool. Not a toadstool. Okay. Well, anyway. So, yeah, that was fun. We got to hear the magic of impulse responses on acoustic guitars. I've built them for all my acoustic guitars, which you guys will hear in subsequent sessions. Not today, as I have to text the family and let them know that I'm done so they can come back and bring me a sandwich. Looking forward to that. Mistake. My tripod for a toadstool all the time. Yeah. Yeah, that's an easy mistake to make. Let me let me get a guitar on so I can play you guys a couple songs before I go. Da 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 da. Let's put that on there for a little ambiance. Let's turn that one off. Okay, and I have the it sounds so good. Sounds so good. Yeah, that actually sounds like an acoustic guitar. Incredible. Standing alone at the edge of the sea is a strapping young man who reminds me of me. He came from his home in the far distant hills. His soul, like the ocean, would never be still. And all that I have, and all that I am, I have lying here in the palm of my hand. The palm of my hands. His restlessness shows, his hunger still grows. He's leaving, they're watching him go. And when he returns, he will no longer be the boy, but the man he was longing to be. And if they can see, they can understand the power he holds in the palms of his hands. The palms of his hands. Standing outside on the edge of the sand. Step forward, step backwards. We all walk the line between here and the magic that makes me believe in something much bigger than me. Sounding loud like a horn through the fog. This beacon of lightning that pulls him along. The love of his woman, the touch of a dove, exploding like passion from heaven above. And all that I need, and all that I'll be, is him in this moment between you and me. Between you and me. When something is nothing, it's harder to see. But nothing is where you expect it to be. Like beauty that stabs through the heart of the night. This ocean of shadows must come to the light. Nevertheless, nevermore, you must find the strength to leap out from the shore. Leap out from the shore. Standing outside on the edge of the sand. Step forward,
something. Standing outside on the edge of the sand, step forward, step backwards. We all walk the line between here and the magic. Makes me believe in something, something much bigger than me. Standing alone at the edge of the sea is a strapping young man who reminds me of me.
Bigger Than Me is the name of that song. Bigger Than Me. And I just had it in the left ear. I'm wondering why it didn't sound quite the way I expected it to. Should also turn the volume of it up just a little bit. There we go. Beautiful. This song is This song is called Illusion. It's usually finger picked. This is a rare flat picked version. Superstars in shining cars arrive on the TV. The red carpet, water slide, it's every childhood dream. We're their idols, you know. If we forget to show what lives inside, the love begins to hide. So make the scene, share the dream, and blind them with the colors of your love. You make the scene, share the dream, and blind them with the colors of your love. Never knowing where to turn in desperate times of need. Some people turn to us to show them who to be. Spending all of your money won't help them face the pain inside. So love begins to hide. So make the scene, share the dream, and blind them with the colors of your love. Make the scene, blind them with the colors of your love. And I am but a simple man, I'm no better than you. These classes are an illusion because you could stand here too. Take away all my money, I've got my voice, I'm satisfied. My love will never hide. Whoa, so make the scene, share the dream, and blind them with the colors of your love. Yeah, make the scene, share the dream, and blind them with the colors of your love. Make the scene, share the dream, and blind them with the colors of your love. Whoa, 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 whoa. Thanks, Adudu. Appreciate that. Let's see. I'm gonna play one more song for you guys. My normal sign-off song. This still feels like it's. Like it's a little quiet, but. I keep grabbing an A minor instead of my F. Let me try that one more time. Don't know what's wrong with me. Forget what society says. Let's make a new way. New day, new games to play. With the heart of a child driving me wild. I'm never growing up. Forget what they want you to do, 'cause you could be true. A brand new I love you. Know the way we should start. Go straight from your heart. You know I love you too. Do 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 do. Forget what they want you to think, 'cause we're on the brink of a thin ice skating rink. But if we turn about today, if we jump in all the way, we could tell a different tale about the choice we made ourselves. Ooh, 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 ooh.
But if we turn about today, if we jump in all the way, we could tell a different tale about the choice we made ourselves. Ooh, 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 forget what society says. Let's make a new way and know I love you. And know I love you. And please know that I love you, because I do. Yay! All right. We made it. We made it to the end. We made it to the end. Oh. Unplug. Hang Olive back up. Well, not quite. I gotta wipe it down. Anyway, well, that was a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed watching my little 2-hour bout of insanity that I just had there. Whatever, we're just doing whatever. We recorded "Where Do the Children Play" by Cat Stevens. And that was fun. We got some great acoustic guitar sounds recorded, and now we know how to do that going forward. So, yay! Anyway, so we just had fun. It was fun hanging out. Let's see who came and hung out with us today. We made a new friend, Venom George. Thank you so much. Hey, thanks. I'm here for the Monkey Man. Glad that you stopped by. You have a good day yourself, my friend, and we'll see you again, I hope. Take care of yourself. Love you. A Doo-Doo 8, of course. What can I say? Thank you for basically living here on the stream with me, and thank you again, sincerely, for your thoughts about C. I agree with you, and I have my own complaints about it as well after listening to it. After listening to it a lot over the past few weeks. So I'll start whipping out some new mixes a little bit more quickly. This weekend's kind of spoken for, because we've got all the family here for the 4th of July weekend. So we're going to be doing that. But then next week I'll get back to remixing C, and maybe we'll get... Maybe I'll get another preliminary mix out of another song that we want to release as a single sometime soon. So, exciting things coming up quickly. I feel it. I feel like things are gonna start happening quickly now, especially once we get a couple singles out. I think that will boost our popularity tremendously. So, it'll be nice to have some music of mine out there that people can carry around with them and listen to whenever they want. So it'll be a great honor to have little pieces of me floating around that people can listen to. So anyway, so we just keep working. Anyway, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out today. Love you as always. No Random Jam Saturday tomorrow. But I am going to do Saturday Night Serenade tomorrow, because, we got to. We got to. I have to get at least one more stream in this week to keep my stats up, so I'm going to do Saturday Night Serenade. Anyway, so otherwise, we'll see you guys next week on Friday. Hope you have a wonderful week. Hope you have lots of fun. Hope wonderful things happen to you and happen for you. And I hope that all of your pursuits go the way you want them to. And I hope you have a lot of time that you take
to relax whenever you can and do things that are restorative and things that fill your soul up. So don't forget to take care of yourself in that way. It's very important. All right. Well, I can't think of anything else to say other than wash your hands, wear your mask, get your vacation I'm having a hard time with words today. Get your vaccination as soon as you can. Also get your vacation as soon as you can. But certainly get your vaccination as soon as you can, preferably before you go on vacation. And the only reason I say that, folks, and I say it every time, is because we love you with all our hearts, and we want you to be around as long as you possibly can be. So please take care of yourself. Take care of those around you. And I wish you all nothing but peace, love, happiness, all the good things. Yes. Until next time, my friend. We'll see you guys later. Mwah. Love you.
Intentional, you high-class social climbers play your games. Meet the man that works the clock 9 to 5 each day. Though you sign my paychecks, buddy, you ain't no mystic sage. Your signature ain't worth the ink you leave upon the page. You will not ignore me, I'll meet you in the morning. I think it's time you had a look at the other side of life. Can't you see the warnings? We're heading towards the morning. And you can't stop the sun that shines a brand new kind of light. Whoa, 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 whoa. Looking down your nose at me, you think you're something else. You must think I'm the dog that drools each time you ring the bell. Well, I am not your servant of its most unholy kind. I am just a messenger here to free your minds. You will not ignore me, I'll meet you in the morning. I think it's time you had a look at the other side of life. Can't you see the warnings? We're headed towards the morning. You can't stop the sun that shines a brand new kind of light. Oh, 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 oh. One day soon the sun will rise upon this human race. We'll see all the beauty that surrounds us in this place. It's not from all the things you buy with money you have earned. It's how you treat the people with the love that you have learned.